ICMP is the abbreviation of Internet Control Message Protocol. It is used when two hosts communicate with each other and there is an error in datagram processing. Then the host must have to communicate with each other to bear their data loss. There are some of the situations when the ICMP messages are sent. We have two of them here: when the datagram is lost or not transmitted, or the buffer capacity of gateway is insufficient or less. First of all, we need to use the ping command. The ping program is a simple tool which allows anyone to know that the host is live or not. We'll use the ping command to verify this thing over here. We start the packet capturing in Wireshark. Then we use the ping command with number of packets defined, that how many packets will be sent to the Google server. These are defined over here. Then we enter the address of Google. You can see that ping command is working and 5 packets will be sent and received. 1 packet is lost due to request timeout. Then we stop the Wireshark. After the packet capturing, we filter out the ICMP messages using filter. Now you can see that we have ICMP messages, 5 requests and 5 replies as we defined in hopes or -n we use in the CMD. When we click on the request message, we can see over here Internet Control Message Protocol tab that we have a type of ping request, its checksum and identifier and sequence number. In the tab below we can also see the number of bytes used over here, like checksum has 2 bytes, identifier has 2 bytes, sequence number has 2 bytes, and similarly type has, you can say, 3 bytes. Now if we examine the corresponding reply message of this request, we can see that the type has echo ping reply and the checksum, identifier and sequence number has the same bytes as request message had. TCP or UDP information is not visible because ICMP is a network layer protocol. Only the source and destination IPs are written over here. Now we will use the traceout command to figure out the path that packets take from source to destination. First we start the packet capturing. Then we go to the command prompt and type trace route with some address. You can see that over a maximum of 30 hops is written over here. What does that mean? A hop is an interconnected device between one router to another router, so you can say that to our server from our host there, it will visit maximum of 30 interconnected devices. You can see that it is visiting the address, plus you can see that there is a request timeout, which means that this router, the request to this router is timeout, and its time is also not mentioned here. These are the time of request and reply given over here. When the request is timed out, it comes back and then it visits another router, which means that it chooses another route to our server. After the route tracing is completed, we stop the Wireshark from here. Now when we look into the router's IP addresses which are given over here, you can see that the request and reply times are also given over here, which means that this is a request and reply time from one router to another router. So you can see that we defined or it automatically defined the number of hops, which means the number of routers between the host and server, but our route is completed within 13 routers. Now this is the IP address of our destination or our server. So these are the in between routers or interconnected devices. The path taken by our request from here, then it goes to here. Some requests are timed out and it misses that router and moves to the next one, and then it is completed. In the Wireshark with the ICMP filter, we can see that the error packets has the message no response seen over here, which means these are the error packets and the ICMP has sent this response So here, how ICMP helps in working of traceroute application. The answer is that a traceroute sends ICMP echo requests instead of UDP packets to the server. The time to live, which is also called TTL value, also known as hope limit, it is used to determine the intermediate routes being traversed to the server, and then the router sends ICMP time exceeded message back to the source.